You can just double click the name of it. I keep on telling you that. You never do it.
No. Then why should I start now? What are we doing? Why are we here?
We're looking
Who
for
am I?
Jan. We're on the Doomgiver. We've just destroyed half of the Doomgiver's crew by lazily running into them with our lightsaber. And, I think we also did... Was the Doomgiver... Was that the one where we had to do this stupid friggin' jumping all around that one horrible place to get the frequency going?
I don't even remember.
I think it was. But now we're in the detention area, and we're looking for the Doomgiver. Give me 1 second, actually. Let me adjust something real quick.
So, I've been playing the Old Republic, as you've known.
Yes.
I feel like Old Republic has a superior saber throw animation.
Could be. Well, Old Republic is also a newer game than this. Go ahead.
I mean...
Or you can still attack.
Okay, now I can. It was delayed for some reason.
That's because you don't have any force, so you used all of it.
Oh, it uses
Saber throw requires force. Make sure you can
know what doesn't
left
require
click,
force?
too.
Just throwing it.
I mean, you could, but I think as soon as you release it, it turns off. I think part of the saber throwing is using the force to keep it on and using the force to control it.
But this saber throw is so lazy. Just, there it is. But, the Old Republic saber throw looks more dynamic. And it actually has an interesting arc when you throw it.
Yeah, but in the Old Republic, you're throwing it at a specific target, so they can just calculate that. Whereas in this one, it's like freeform.
It doesn't get old. Look, all I'm here for is to kill stormtroopers.
There's a box right there. You missed it.
Would you call it frownies? I'm here to kill
Brownies. Yeah,
brownies.
I had a friend Jesus Christ, years ago, that called them frownies.
Well, I mean, yeah, because of the helmet.
Yeah.
Take him down.
Like, I don't think that he came up with it, but he used it a lot.
Micro.
You missed a box in that room back there. Little room. Little, foyer. We need that loot. We're using so many...
Yes, Micro?
Craig?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
What the fuck are you doing?
What are you doing?
Hold on. Wait, Lost Oak. Are you doing that on purpose?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You sound like
Also,
a
I
Jawa.
can't unlock that box. So that's why
I saw it. I saw it. Hold on, Lost Oak. Wait. Let's get Craig. Let's get Craig in. Let's get Craig in Parsec. Craig, join up. Are you doing that on purpose? How are you doing that? What are you using to do that?
Your face.
Do you even realize what's going on? Okay, go ahead.
What? Hold on. Let me maximize my window. Okay.
Craig, why do you sound like a Jawa?
Why do you sound like a Jawa?
I don't sound like a Jawa.
I have to go. I came out to grab my food.
Okay. But why do you sound like a Jawa? Do you think he doesn't actually realize? Do you think he doesn't realize that his voice is messed up? Or do you think it's on purpose?
He has to. He has to know. Could be like, what's that one free voice program? Babelfish?
I don't remember. There's a few voice changers out there. I never really used one, but
okay, game, come on, work with me. Can't use it on the door, but I have to focus on this thing
you have
in
to
order
use it on the Scomp Link, even though you don't have a Scomp Link arm. So I just now realized that the, oh, hi. You miss! You gotta aim lower! Ah! Oh my god! I just realized the buttons on the elevator actually do say up and down in Orabesh. Oh my god, Lost Book, don't die.
Trying not to, but he's hard to see.
Well, yeah, because he's wearing black armor in a black room.
Oh, now you're participating?
He just wanted to watch Lost Joke. He was gonna make himself some popcorn, but the show ended too soon.
He is popcorn now.
Oh, now you can open that.
Some damage if a gun like this got into the wrong hand.
Kill the TIE fighters that go around. You gotta lead the shot, Lost Joke. It's not lasers. They have travel time. You gotta lead your shot.
Wait, I thought these ones were lasers.
No, I don't. They're called turbo lasers, but they're not actually lasers. It's a misnomer.
Am I actually hitting them?
Are you? No, you gotta lead like even more. They're deceptively far away from you.
Is that what I'm supposed to be doing?
I actually don't know what you're supposed to be doing. There you go.
Maybe, I guess. There was... I wasn't seeing, like, indication that I was hitting it.
I don't think you were. I think you missed it. I think you're missing all of your shots. You gotta lead, like, way up.
Well, they're moving in a straight line. I should at least hit them once.
And yet, somehow, you're not.
Oh, or is this just the game's horrible gunplay coming into...
It could be. It could be. It is a gun. Nah, that one is your
Also,
fault. You
because
didn't lead.
there's no reticle, so I don't know where exactly I'm aiming at. Oh, I can see the corners. Can you see the corners?
The corners?
Of the skybox. The literal
Yes.
skybox.
Yes.
There's a corner over there.
Yes, I see it. I mean, it is an actual skybox. It is an old game. It is a game from 2002, I believe. So definitely before the Old Republic. But also, they're two completely different games. Old Republic isn't an action game. You can't make that comparison, Lost Joke. It's apples to oranges.
But they're
Blue
all...
milk to green milk.
They're all they may be apples to oranges, but they're all wearing the same sticker.
They're all dull.
Okay, I need to figure out where all the ties are coming from. There's that one in the middle, there's one that comes over here. Where did I get that one?
You got the... Did you get the slow-moving one? I don't remember.
Now there's one or two that come... There's the fast-moving one. Where's the other one?
Have you tried shooting the doors? Hey! Doors on your right.
I didn't do anything.
No, the doors on your right. Yeah, those.
I think I'm supposed to be shooting the ties, but...
I am back.
Craig, do you realize that your voice is not correct?
I don't believe you.
It sounds like you've inhaled a helium balloon.
The angle on that
No,
one's really hard.
I mean, you can open up my stream and take a look if you really want to. But that's what you sound like. I wonder if this is all just extra stuff. Like, I wonder if you even have to do this. There has to be some reason that you're here using this. You need to locate the shield array.
Well, he made a comment about one less tie to worry about.
Yeah. Lead it more. Gotta lead it more, Lost Joke.
You know, for a mounted gun, this has a lot of recoil. Am I supposed to do this?
I don't know. I think this might just be extra stuff. I don't think that you need to necessarily kill all the ties. But I do feel like you're missing something with this gun. Can you look up? You just keep on not leading it. Just look like all around this room and see if there's anything else to destroy.
Really nothing here. It's just a featureless box the window over
Have you
there
tried hitting the...
Wait, why is it the window does that, but the actual metal doesn't?
Have you tried hitting the like, yellow pipeline that's up there? I think...
He made a comment about, like, doing a lot of damage with a gun like this.
Yeah, but, like,
I'm
I think
assuming...
maybe it's just extra. I think maybe this is just... I don't know.
Well, I killed, like, 3 ties already.
3 out of, like, 160 that are out there.
You say 160. I think there's only, like, 6.
Oh, I mean, there is, like, a whole pitched battle going on outside with Rogue Squadron and everyone. Oh, my goodness. See, Rogue Squadron got one. Good old Wedge.
Right, there's one more, I think. I imagine it's scripted to, like, go around this box. I just wish it'd do it faster.
I'm thinking that you're done. I'm thinking maybe that tie that crashed was the last one, and Rogue Squadron saw your kill. Let me look around this room a bit. Wow,
What's
you
that?
got a crystal.
But for what?
Put it in your lightsaber.
Greg?
No, I don't have a modding station.
I'm not lying to you when it sounds like you've inhaled a bunch of helium. You actually sound like that. It's weird because other times when your mic has messed up in the past, it's like we could barely hear you. But this time we can hear you just fine. But you sound like you've inhaled helium.
Maybe I have inhaled helium.
Are you doing the helium now? Is that what all the cool kids are doing?
Yeah, I'm huffing it.
Mm. You cheesing. Cheesing helium.
Is that... Oh.
That is a very different thing. Cheesing involves a liquid, not a gas.
Do it.
Some good deflection there. Wow.
Well, it did get a few shots on me because I didn't know where the gun was.
No, I was being serious. That was actually some good deflection. That was good,
I figured the
good shot.
closer I was, the more accurate the shots would be.
Yeah. Should have been
Oh, I
wearing
got the
those
guy
shin
I
guards.
wasn't aiming for. Why are you coming back? You're supposed to be running in fear of me.
He's dead. Lost
No
joke.
longer a light Jedi.
Yeah, you're a
Assuming
light
I
Jedi.
ever
You're not
was.
even really a Jedi. You know what? He has
You're just
said
a guy
multiple
with-
times. He's just a guy with a lightsaber and a lot of questions.
He's not that either. He's definitely dark at this point.
Why would you run at me?
Oh!
Ooh,
Well,
my weakness.
Galaxy is now a
Explosion.
better place.
Craig, who has somehow become a small child, would you like to try?
Small child, I believe you mean a Jawa.
He is a Jawa. Well, Jawas were played by either little people or small children. I think they use both for Jawas. We're back a little bit, but not too much. We're back before the room that Lost Joke found with the gun. Which is in the middle there.
Still not entirely sure that actual turret segment had any significance.
I think it was just an extra.
I feel like it does something later.
Maybe.
No.
It sounds even funnier when you sound like that.
Oh, Wanawanga.
Awanawanga. What's that?
Wanawanga.
McClunky.
So I think I have further understanding of what McClunky actually means.
Yeah.
I think, depending on the context it's used, has something to do with being killed or murder.
Yeah, I think
Because
isn't the canon definition of McClunky like this is the end for you or something similar to that? Like this is it for you or
something, because there was a dialogue I came across in the Old Republic where a character said McClunky and the subtitles had like die in the sentence. So I think depending on context it's used has something to do with death.
Lost joke. I hate to break it to you, but I'm pretty sure in the Old Republic when aliens are speaking alien language instead of English, it is like stock canned alien language that they just repeat so they didn't have to record voice lines for those. Because I've heard the exact same language. This was actually
a cutscene dialogue, not like incidental, like NPC, I'm shooting a guy dialogue that they use. No, this was like a conversation.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. They reuse the same stuff because it's alien language and nobody can understand it anyway, so they just reuse the same stuff.
Nobody can understand it, then why does everybody know it? Explain to me this.
Give me your gem. You didn't drop a gem this time. I'm gonna actually save it this time. Remember.
Wait, so he didn't drop a gem?
Damage if a gun like this got into the wrong
He didn't.
hands.
Actually, let me... What if I do this? Oh, hey, look! It's a crosshair!
What did you do?
I went in first person before I got on the gun. Because third person doesn't have a crosshair.
Why did you do it this way?
I definitely hit that thing. Like, there's no way I didn't.
Like I said, there's no, like, impact indication that you're actually hitting them. If there is, it's really small. Compared to the muzzle flash.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
One less fighter to worry about.
I think if you destroy one more, it'll cause that.
It's this one.
There's also. Did you get the other one even closer to you?
Did I? I don't know. I don't
Like
see
if
it.
you aim completely down, there's one that goes across.
I'll keep it in mind, but like I can't look at that and the upper one at the same time.
They kind of take a while to go across.
To worry about.
Got it.
There you go.
There it goes. I guess that's all of them?
I think if you don't have to kill all of them, just enough to satisfy that event. Yeah, why does the glass do it but not the actual hull?
Aim so the blasts reflect and destroy the gun you're using.
I was trying to do that, but it's like,
I don't think you can aim.
yeah, it's
You're
not
aiming
quite high
lower.
enough. Yeah. I can get it close enough that I can hear it like in the room, but I can't actually hit myself.
Bouncing back over there too.
Yeah, the gun's too high.
You're too high.
Your voice is too high.
But I'm not.
Let me save again.
How do you know this isn't my real voice?
Have you been using a voice modulator this entire time? Oh look, it's a
Maybe.
turret that we're not going to use.
I see we've replaced poorly placed power-ups with just turrets and equipment we won't use.
I mean, the guns suck. Why not use a lightsaber?
It'd be one thing if you could pick the turret back up,
I don't think you can.
No, you can't. I think it would be in the trooper's best interest to just kind of just lay there. Lay there and just don't move.
Don't let him get away.
Very open room. Let's see some ID. Says. Hey, those guys came through a door you just left.
No, this is the opposite door. It's on the side.
When these stormtroopers are in extremely scary situations, they go back to their comfort zone of saying things like, let's see some ID.
It's, yeah, they panic and they can't figure out anything else to say. That's all they got.
McClunky.
Can I actually get up there?
I feel like you're just shy of being able to get up there.
Oh, hold on. How about, like, right here? Get my, force back.
I told you to put max stars in force jump.
There are no stars.
There are no stars. I can't do anything. Can I destroy this? No. You know what? It's fine. Leave it. Nice.
You found lightning.
Oh, I just opened
Think
that.
opened the door in the middle.
Okay. I mean, that's where I was for the gun.
I guess.
wanna leave
Maybe
this
you
open?
could shoot into the hangar with the doors open.
Maybe. Let's leave it open. I got this one too.
Open the door. It has to suck them out. It has to.
No, it didn't. There it goes.
There they go.
Oh my god.
How can you still hear them screaming in the back of your face?
You're not hearing them. You're hearing them through the radio.
Ah, no! Shit, I forgot to close the door.
Your face is hearing them through radio.
Oh no, now your voice sounds different, Craig. It's actually Craig's turn. Craig, do you want to try again?
Sure.
Now you sound like Kylo Ren. Specifically Kylo Ren. You don't sound like Darth Vader, you sound like Kylo Ren with his mask on. We get to I didn't save after I killed all those guys, so we get to do that again. Have fun with that.
It's probably because I'm not James Earl Jones.
True. You know what really surprised me? I was watching the first let me double check, make sure I'm in the game. Alright. I think this is a you problem if you can't. Oh, there we go. Season 1 of Rebels. They actually used James Earl Jones as the voice of Darth Vader.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Well, you know, in if you go left, I think it's one of the side doors that you want to go into. In Clone Wars, they didn't use Frank Oz for Yoda. But in Yoda has kind of a guest, like a cameo appearance in Rebels, and they did use Frank Oz. They did not use his you know, Clone Wars version, his Clone Wars voice.
Yeah, Clone Wars was a different voice actor, but Well, I guess my thing is one of the biggest disappointments I had with the first Star Wars Battlefront is that when you can play as the hero characters, you could obviously play at some point as Darth Vader, and it sounded bad. It sounded like someone was wearing like
Greg.
a plastic trash bin on their head and doing a bad Darth Vader
Close both
impression.
of them. Otherwise, you're gonna die.
See, Katarn, unlike those stormtroopers, is not wearing a suit.
Stormtrooper suits aren't supposed to be space-worthy, though. Like, regular clone trooper suits, I guess, were, but stormtrooper suits aren't, because, like, they just take those helmets off, and like, their necks aren't even covered or anything. They're not sealed.
They also can't resist being punched, either, so...
Yeah.
There's a lot of design error.
Yeah, Craig, Lost Joke and I had a long discussion about weapons, blasters in Star Wars. And how they're not lasers, they're like superheated gas or whatever. And even though apparently a lot of the times, what's in there? A lot of the times, people who make Star Wars seem to forget their own canon. That it is in fact superheated gas and not lasers. For instance, there was a lost episode of Clone Wars in which they find a giant kyber crystal, which is, I guess, implied to be, like, essentially the heart of Death Star. Like I guess the implication is that they shoot a laser into this crystal, and the crystal somehow is able to amplify the energy, and that's where they get, like, the Death Star laser from. Which is fine when you're actually using a laser, but they figure this out when some random droid trooper accidentally shoots the crystal, and the crystal takes that energy and amplifies it and shoots it everywhere. But if the blaster is just superheated gas and not an actual laser, how that work?
It's not supposed to.
You do also have explosives. You have like an RPG. Greg hears me. Greg don't care. Those are those guns.
I didn't know you could break the guns. So, makes me think, if you break both guns, then what's the plan?
And it just sadly walks away.
Oh, sorry, are these droids or are they piloted?
No, they're droids. They're definitely droids. There's no room for a person in there unless they're, like, hunched over. Could be room for an Ugnaught in there.
No, I think even Ugnaughts are too big. I think you'd be like a Jawa.
They're captured Ewoks, like in Sonic the Hedgehog. Whenever you destroy an enemy, it turns out that there was like a little animal in there that was like trapped in there. Except it's an Ewok.
Are you sure it's pressing?
What? Craig, your voice has changed again, and now it's impossible to understand you.
It seems like somebody's moving the mouse.
I'm not moving the mouse at all. My mouse is... I always turn my mouse upside down, so it's not even, like, tracked. Like, I'm not even touching it.
Yeah, the lag's getting too bad.
Alright. Do you wanna switch? You want me to... Okay. You might wanna also, like, take a look at your mic, because it's getting increasingly difficult to understand what you're saying. Alright, Lost Joke, you can restart from the latest save, or you can continue from where Craig left off. It's up to you.
I mean, you didn't die. I'm just
True.
picking up.
How about now?
Oh my god.
Wait.
I mean, you're a lot easier to understand now, but,
There it is. Hey, buddy.
Talk again, Craig?
Talk again, Craig.
Now you sound very deep. Not quite Darth Vader or Kylo, but just kind of, I don't know. I think you're more buff. You're more buff, Craig. Our conversation, as I recall, also turned to stormtrooper armor, and how it's apparently canon that stormtrooper armor is protects against energy but not physical. And that's why it's so easy to beat up a stormtrooper with your bare hands, because it doesn't protect at all against physical.
Sorry, the constant, like, trying to reflect killing.
My god. You got full ammo, you have sniper rifle, you have RPG, you have, like, a lot of stuff.
The dance, though.
Stormtroopers do get shot right through their armor, though, with blaster bolts.
That's true. Stormtrooper armor, is it just cosmetic then? Is it literally,
Yep.
they call it plasteel, is it literally just plastic, but it's like a brand of plastic that they have decided to call plasteel, but it doesn't actually have any steel in it?
I think it's all just a lie that's purely for the benefit of the stormtroopers. They're,
Greg, your voice is so sexy right now, my god.
I mean, TIE fighters and TIE fighter pilots are considered totally expendable by the Empire. Imagine how expendable stormtroopers are considered.
Yeah. It's true.
The weird thing is that the TIE fighter's weapon positioning is the smartest design of the Empire.
Yeah.
I
So
feel
I think
like
they're just given this plastic armor. I think it's literally just plastic. And they're like, yeah, this will protect you.
I feel like the Empire would be a lot more successful if all they did was give if all they did
What?
No disintegrations.
no cross disintegrations. If all they did was give TIE fighters shields, even just like at the bare minimum, just like cheap, like one hit, like shields, like a shields that can only take one hit, but like that one hit would do a lot.
That's not what I want.
Because they already rely on like swarms of TIEs in order to get their stuff done. You need to aim up more. Oh, there we go. You need to get
They
it.
must have done a cost-benefit analysis that said it's just better to not do that.
Or they're just stupid because, I mean, blowing up planets is also not the most efficient use of their resources.
In fact,
when they
it
have-
destroys
Well, they have
resources.
a lot of planets.
I mean, especially when they could just grab like a couple of Star Destroyers and just orbital bombard whatever they want to destroy.
If their thesis is that the galaxy will be scared into obedience because they can just blow up a planet outright, then it's not really a bad cost benefit, but
But
their
then,
thesis is probably wrong.
but the thing is, I mean, sure. But in that plan, they're only ever going to blow up like a couple of planets, right? Because they want to blow up as many as it takes to get the point across, but then they don't really want to blow up any more than that.
Yeah.
But then why spend all of that money and time? Apparently 30 years making the Death Star, because that's a
Well, the
lot
threat
of
has to
materials.
remain even after they've done all the planet blowings up that they want to do. So the Death Star has to remain in operation even if they have no intention of blowing up any planets. Like, they just have it on a fear tour around the galaxy, just fly it around near planets that might think about
Fear tour.
rebelling.
Fast is
I'm
the
just
Death
imagining
Star, do you
what's
think?
what's the merch like on that, on the Fear tour? You think they sell t-shirts?
Yeah, they have T-shirts with lists.
I
of all the
survived the
planets
Death
that
Star
has
annihilation, and all I got was this crummy T-shirt.
Fatar! Woo!
So if they subjugated the entire galaxy, the galaxy's under the Imperial heel, what do they do with the Death Star? Do they open it up as like a tourist trap?
No, I think they
So
just
it has
use
to
it.
recoup
remain
the costs.
operational forever.
Yeah. It has to remain, and they can use it as a mobile base, which is what they were kind of doing already, but like, it would be a decent mobile base, because it is huge. And I'm sure that there's a lot of manufacturing facilities directly on the Death Star. Like, I bet that they can make their own ties and stuff, like, on the Death Star.
It's essentially just an artificial planet.
Yeah. And as far as I know, the Death Star can go into hyperspace because they do, you know, it moves around.
Yeah. It's not big enough to be a planet, though. It's an artificial planetoid at best.
It's a small moon.
That's no moon.
To be a moon, you have to be in orbit around a large body, though.
Your face has to be in orbit around a large body.
It is.
Have you tried going in the middle there, Last Joke?
There it is.
Have you tried going in the middle where the ties are?
I don't think there's anything there except maybe a tie release. Or not even that.
Hmm. Can you, like, push it at all?
I can't imagine I can push it. But I did open a door, and I want to get to the door.
You know what I don't like about Rebels? The show? Their ties are, like, wide. It's like they added extra length on the arms, like the wings or the fins or whatever look like they're the right size. They don't look like they're stretched or anything. But the actual, like, vehicle as a whole, it's almost like they added a few feet to each, like, cross arm. It's weird. I'm sure it's just like a you know, aesthetic design choice, but I don't like it. I don't like it, goddammit.
Well, have you seen Vader's design in Rebels? Like, have you ever come across it?
He showed up at the very end of season 1. I only finished season 1. I'm gonna watch some of season 2 today.
He's very long, if I remember correctly.
Oh, baby.
He reminds me of the old, like, design of his suit.
What's going on?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Just an inspection. Just a spine inspection.
Oh, now you pay attention to me. Are you still dying? Here.
He's going for his Oscar nomination.
Put your weapon down.
Lost joke. Put your weapon down. No, don't get out another weapon. Just put all of your weapons down, please,
You didn't say
sir.
which weapon?
Put
You didn't
all
say
of the
which
weapons
weapon.
that you have down, sir.
He reflected a bolt off the screen behind you to hit you in the back.
That is a badass TIE fighter. You know what? You only cut him in half. He could still be alive. He could come back as a villain later.
That's my point of contact.
Nope. You didn't do it. You didn't do
There you
it,
go, he
Lost
lost a
joke.
leg.
He already lost both of his legs.
Well, I made him lose one more.
Did you see him turn into a forest ghost while he was lying there?
Yeah, all these stormtroopers and TIE fighters are turning into Force ghosts. It's ridiculous. I didn't know that the technique was so widespread.
I'm sorry, this is the rapid blocking.
Oh my god.
The force isn't... Well, maybe it's like a subset of force speed, but I don't think the force is supposed to allow you to move faster than humanly possible just to block bolts with your lightsaber.
The Force does let you move pretty fast, though.
It's kind of a, like, you're propelling yourself, essentially, from what it seems like.
I mean, the Force does. The Force is supposed to be like used in all of their movements and stuff when they're fighting.
He must actually be using force speed when he's doing that.
Yeah. The Force lets Jedi be like basically muscle wizards if they use it a certain way. And just use the Force to augment their abilities. Their physical abilities, I mean.
This guy's pretty good.
You like got him under the chin with his own shot. Did you see that? You like hit him right on the chin. Like he uppercutted him with his own blaster bolt.
It's a resilient trooper. He's getting shot at from somewhere.
Up.
I know how to fix this.
Finally. I was wondering when you would do it. You could have done that any time earlier.
I mean, it could. Alright, everybody, say goodbye!
Just the one TIE. You know what? That TIE fighter will probably be okay out there. He does have a full suit on. It's okay.
Yeah, he actually does have a suit. Too bad none of the TIE pilots actually survived the initial explosion of their ship. Let's just be certain I got everyone in here. Just cleaning out the trash.
Yeah, they're dead.
Alright. Everybody's dead.
What's on the other side there? Did you go with the other?
Where I came from, I think.
Check it. Check it again anyway. No, not there.
Hmm?
Go right. No. Oh, you did come from here. Okay. It's a little bit weird. What?
If you actually opened a door like that into the vacuum of space, it would be way too wide for the wind to actually push you really strongly out.
Craig, Craig, you gotta change away from this one. This one's not good. This one's too much.
This is where I came from.
Your face is too much.
Your voice is too much.
Turn around. I think these are the same hangers that I was in
Yeah,
earlier.
I think you need to go across there.
Like, for a vacuum sucking the atmosphere out of a ship to actually really strongly move a person, it has to be going out through a small hole.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a mass of air going out. It would be like a stiff breeze. And then you'd be standing there in vacuum.
Speaking of stiff breezes, how about The Martian?
It's locked. Must be another
Where
way in.
there's like that huge like Mars storm, but apparently in real life Mars storms, like the atmosphere is low pressure enough that it would basically feel like a stiff breeze. Like it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't even knock you over.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's a pretty thin atmosphere.
If they can go down through any of these grates.
So, you want to become a TIE fighter pilot? Yeah, fire is always dealt with mercenaries. You better know your stuff. I still say it was a mistake. His blundering cost our fleet systems. That's easy.
Where's a force persuade where I can convince one to just start opening fire on his friends?
Put in your full attack gear,
You only have
shot down. That
you only have
thing weighs
mind
more than
trick,
100 kilograms. Try
which I
70.
think
You don't want to put more than 65 in your tie. Really? Yeah, hot shot. You ever fire those dual fire-linked laser cannons? I've never flown one. Then what the Sith spit are you talking about?
Oh no, I wanted
Hey,
to listen to
guys.
everything that they were saying. They were talking about ties.
You can listen to them die.
They were having some good conversation there about ties.
They're having a good. Oh, I'm dead.
Well, my turn, and guess what? I'm listening to their conversation. I want to hear what they say. Monkey walk over here.
Shouldn't have been working with Relo. He was too much of a risk. The Empire has always dealt with mercenaries when needed. I still say it was a mistake. His blundering cost us.
How about over here? Where's the tie? Where's the guy who wants to be a TIE fighter
You want to
pilot?
become a TIE fighter pilot?
There we
Yeah,
go.
this is just a pit stop on the way. Well, you better know your stuff. Who designs and builds them? Cyanide Fleet Systems. That's easy. How much cargo can they carry? Not much. Well, give me a number. I don't know. You better. You put in your full attack gear and you're getting shot down. That pack can't weigh more than 100 kilograms. Try 70. You don't want to put more than 65 in your tie. Really? Yeah, hotshot. You ever fire those dual fire-linked laser cannons? I've never flown one. Then what the Sith spit are you talking about? You gotta know these things if you're gonna pilot it. Well, how do you know? I remember everything. Sure you do. What's my call number?
Why did he sound it so Boston? What's my call number?
What's my call number?
He's clearly not an Imperial.
Where's this?
He doesn't have that accent.
Where is... There we go. There you go.
Take him down.
Oh my god, now you sound like a droid. Either a droid or like a Rhodian. Good thing I grabbed that, whatever it was, I just pulled to me.
McClunky.
What did I pull to me? Oh, it was flechette gun. Alright. Well, they had rocket launchers here. Oh good, that's what we needed. I guess we're going in there, but let me look around first. I think this is the other side of that same thing. I think the gun is was over there, and now here's what we were shooting at. I don't know where the gun is though. Where's my I don't even see the gun, but that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Alright. I have the security key. Is that another door? What about you, sir? Hey! You guys suddenly got like really quiet.
So how about them TIE fighters?
Who designs and builds them? That's easy. Your mama. Oh my god, Craig, please stop.
Is that what? That was my cat rubbing her face on the mic.
Hey, I got a crystal this time. Don't know what the crystals are for, but I got it.
Don't let him get away!
They're for sounding.
This guy's just like, nope. He just ran right past. He was charging at me, and then he saw what I did, and he was like, you know what?
So oh, would you look at the time? So, what's to stop another Force user from grabbing your thrown saber out of the air?
Yeah, technically you're still holding it with the Force. You're not just throwing it. You're like Force throwing
What's
it.
to stop them from grabbing it as well?
Nothing, but they'd have to be stronger than you.
Yeah. Nobody's stronger than Kyle Katarn right now.
Nobody's stronger than Katarn, other than gravity. With his old man bones.
Oh. Behead you. Behead you. These guys are not very good. Like for being force users, they're not very good at fighting force users because all I'm doing is just pushing them and it knocks them down.
There was an instance that someone pointed out in the prequel trilogies that wasn't ever really addressed before until Anakin and Obi-Wan fought, is that Force users kind of have Force armor, essentially. There is a moment where Anakin and Obi-Wan kind of like tried to inflict Force on each other, and it didn't really do anything until it kind of like swelled and it kind of exploded. And I think that was the one time that happened, and never again.
I'll show you something swelling and exploding.
What's that?
My penis.
Oh, okay. Can I
There's
not like go in here?
penis in Star Wars. What are you talking about?
Nobody has a penis in Star Wars. It doesn't exist. People reproduce asexually in Star Wars.
Star Wars action figures are anatomically correct.
It's true. Wall run off the console there. It's fine.
Do a flip.
The way they have sex is actually just by kissing.
Jan.
Well, you certainly took your sweet time.
Draw
I'm
me
sorry,
like one of
but
your Rhodian
Empire
girls.
has horribly
Hey,
designed bases.
Okay, I'm happy to see you too.
I thought you were dead.
Dead? No. In pain? Yes. Dasan and his thugs must have burned out half a dozen interrogation droids trying to get me to crack.
They wanted to know about the Valley of the Jedi, right?
For the first few hours, then they dropped the subject and started asking me about the layout of the Jedi Academy.
The Jedi Academy?
Yeah, Dasan seemed obsessed with it.
Oh, no.
What?
I think Dasan's invading the Jedi Academy. We've got
Are you
to
stupid,
destroy
Jan?
the Doomgiver's shields before he can deploy his troops.
I think I know where it is. Let's go.
They
Why
were
would
asking
Jan
me
know
about
the Jedi Academy,
They
though?
were asking me about invading the Jedi Academy. What do you think their plans could be? Jan, are you dumb?
Well, she did say she was like she burnt out half a dozen torture
Going to have to work
droids,
together
so
to get out of here.
maybe she's not quite on the level
Hold the
anymore.
switch down, Kyle.
Did you see what she did when he hugged her? She was like as standoffish as you could possibly be while being hugged like that. Just limp arms leaning way back away from him. This is why she'll never marry Kyle.
Just gonna take the shuttle.
Wait, why did we have to
assume.
press and hold the buttons this time?
Because we couldn't do it before, but I think that Imperial officer that we just killed was the guy that I used to open it before, but he's dead now, and we can't get into that room, so we had to do it the other way. I assume we're going in here? Jan?
I thought you get in from the back.
No, it's the front. It's under here. It comes down the ramp.
Well, it's locked. Did you bring a Slim Jim?
Where is it? I don't actually know where we're going. Jan? Where are we going? Maybe this way.
She seemed to know where she was going.
You're supposed to find the shields.
Yeah, but like I mean specifically, where are we going? Like left, right?
Why is
Through
that
this
door
door.
opening with no one next to
The
it?
shields are located inside that Imperial shuttle.
The shields could have been located inside the Imperial shuttle. You don't know.
An educated guess that they weren't.
Can I not? Hello? Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this isn't it. Alright, Jen. Any kind of, pointers would be great, Jan. You seem to know where to go.
That guy ran the hell out of that room.
That guy was like, oh shit, he has a lightsaber. Look at him, he's still running. Get him, Jan. Get him, Jan. Come on, you can do it.
Hey, you messed up her shot.
There you go. There you go. She got him. She got him. It was just right here the whole time. I just needed to go through this particular space to activate the cutscene.
I'm pretty sure the shield generators are through there.
I know. You get an escape pod ready and wait for me. This shouldn't
She's just
take
pointing
long.
at his chest.
Something stupid like die on me.
And put you through the same misery I've been through? Not on your
I'm
life.
pretty sure the shield
Like,
generators
I
are right
wouldn't
there.
Go through the same misery you've been through. I wouldn't really care.
All right. Craig, do you want to try again, or do you want to lost joke?